The 10 worst countries to raise kids and start a family. While there are many unfit international territories in which to have children and raise a family, there are some to avoid at all costs. There are many factors to consider when determining which countries are the most unfit for bringing up children in, including overall safety, crime rate, healthcare systems, and the quality of education. Taking into account countries with the worst quality of education, personal safety, national security, healthcare systems, poorest economies, and the countries with the worst overall quality of life according to Prosperity.com, listed below are the 10 worst countries to raise a family. 1. The Central African Republic. The Central African Republic is right in the middle of Africa. It is ranked as having the worst healthcare system and educational systems. The Central African Republic comes in at third worst on educational spending, with only 1.2% of its GDP, gross domestic product, spent on education. It ranks as having the fifth worst economic system and is the third most dangerous country. With this being said, it's safe to say that the Central African Republic is the worst international country to raise a family. Chad coming in closely behind on the list of worst countries to raise a family is Chad. It is ranked at number 5 for the worst overall quality of life, has the 8th worst economy, with the 3rd worst educational system, 23rd most dangerous country, and the 2nd worst healthcare system. It will probably not come as a surprise that Chad borders the Central African Republic. The entire area is notably ridden with the same poverty, violence, and lack of economic growth. 3. The Democratic Republic of Congo. Just south of the Central African Republic lies the Democratic Republic of Congo. It is second to Iraq as being the most dangerous country in the world. In fact, violence and bloodshed are normal in this country. It is listed within the top 20 for worst educational and economic systems and has one of the worst healthcare systems. 4. Iraq. Most people are familiar with the unfortunate conditions plaguing Iraq. It is currently listed as the most dangerous country to live in. Falls in at number 20 for having the worst educational system, has the 15th worst educational spending rank with only 2.3% of GDP spent on education. It also falls in at 21 for the worst economy, with the 18th worst healthcare system. 5. Yemen. The country to top the list for worst overall quality of life is Yemen. Yemen sits just south of Saudi Arabia and it is ranked as having the 6th worst educational system. Number 1 for the worst economy, 11th most dangerous country, and is ranked 21 for the worst healthcare system. It ranks as the 2nd worst country for overall quality of life. 6. Sudan. Sudan is another African country that is just south of Egypt. It has the 19th worst healthcare system, 17th worst economy, is ranked at the 6th most dangerous country to live in and 6th worst educational system in the world. 7. Niger. Border to the northeast by Libya. The northwestern African country of Niger has the 2nd worst educational system, 25th most dangerous country to live in, 20th worst economy, and 14th worst healthcare in the world. 8. Afghanistan. Bordering Iran to the east is Afghanistan. This country has had its fair share of war and chaos, so it is understandable why it is on this list for worst countries to raise a family. It has the 12th worst educational systems, 4th most dangerous country, and 17th worst healthcare systems. It comes in at number 4 for the worst overall quality of life. 9. Liberia. Liberia is a smaller country in West Africa that sits on the Atlantic coast. It ranks as the 8th worst for educational spending, with only 2.5% of its GDP going towards education. It is the 20th most dangerous country to live in, has the 11th worst educational system, 16th worst economy, and the 4th worst healthcare system. 10. Nigeria. Coming in last on the list is the country just south of Niger. It has the 32nd worst educational system. While this may not seem as bad compared with other countries listed, it is ranked as the 5th most dangerous country to live in, has the 8th worst healthcare system, and 19th worst economy. Thank you for listening to my channel. Please subscribe for get hot news in the world.